Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back to my stone block world! I have very exciting plans today, and I hope you are ready for them. Last time we left off, we were still dealing with these same chickens. Almost all of these are now at a 10 out of 10 out of 10 level. These guys just need a couple more chickens, so that just takes a little bit of time. The only one we're really waiting on is this Awakened Draconium, which is important because that is actually the next one on the list, or the last one on this list, and then we'll have this whole chicken business done. We actually have to do a couple of these steps, but they're not too important. But this one we'll have to just check in a little bit. It's slow progress, but I figure we can do that while we get on with the rest of our mission, because I've been thinking. I've been doing the math, right? Inevitably, eventually, I want to have one ME drive at least set up, which will be the center of our storage system. We can work on getting more set up in the future, but you will see that this has space for 10 drives. Now, if I want to get 10 of the highest level drives, we already have 2, which means we need 8 more. Okay, so 8 more. To craft these, what we need is we need 8 of these guys. Right, so actually these guys are not super important right now. These guys are. So we need 8 of these, for which we need 8 64K storage components. If we need 8 of those, then we need to times that by 3, because we need 3 of these 16 to make the 1 of these. Times it again by 3. So now we are working from a ratio of 1 to 3 to 9, finally all the way down to 27. So to get 1 of these, we need 27 of these. But we need 8 of these, so if you've been following along, if you're good at mental math, I pulled out a calculator. We need 216 of these 1K ME storage components, which is equal to 3 stacks and 24 of these storage components, for which we need this Certus quartz crystal, which is a little bit more difficult to get. We need 4 of those to make 1 of these, so we're gonna need a total of 13.5 stacks of this quartz. And so that's what I've been doing the math in between the videos, but this quartz is really difficult to get. We can go up into the world and mine. That's how we got some of the earlier stuff of it, but currently that just feels like a lot of effort, and we're kind of low on our count. We need a little bit more. We currently need, like I said, essentially 14 stacks, and we have less than 3 stacks here. So what we are going to do today is getting some more of these Certus quartz crystals. Now let me actually get a chest set up as well that we can store some of this stuff in. There we go. This guy needs even more time, so we have lots of time. So today I want to work on getting all of these materials, because I do believe if we have all of these materials, the rest we should be able to do. We need, let me see, these guys are the most important ones right now, because the only other materials we really need is redstone, which we have. These logic processors, we have all of the materials we need for them as well, because they all get created by the chickens, so we're good with every material here other than the Certus quartz. Same for here, we have all of the materials to make this. We're gonna need more pure Certus quartz crystals, but for that we need, I'm doing math, we need about 105 if I'm doing my math correctly, which we almost have, so we'll have to get, we'll just get 14 stacks of this, because this pure stuff we make from this other stuff. Actually, we have the Certus quartz dust, so we're actually probably fine. Yeah, let me grow the rest of these then, I guess, while we're here. Okay, so we're getting prepared. Where did my sand go? There it is. Okay, so this can start growing. And then the only other stuff we're gonna need is Certus quartz glass. We don't need too much of it. We have a little bit here already, and we will be able to make more as soon as this is done. Actually, we have this guy here, so we should be fine to make the rest of our stuff. The main important thing we need right now is about 14 stacks of this Certus quartz crystal. Let me see. I have been collecting in between videos. Oh, actually no, I haven't been collecting because I wanted to do it all right here, right now, explaining the process as we go along. Because to get these Certus quartz crystals, we need to put them through the heavy sieve. With the gold one, we have a 7 times 14 and a 7 times 6% chance of getting these. So we're having to make a whole lot of compressed dust, which of course we are making from compressed sand, which we can just take from our chickens, which is awesome. I really do enjoy that we have the sand from the chickens, because otherwise it's just a whole lot of steps. Because to get to the next level, so to get from sand to dust, you need to break the block with a hammer. And that just takes a little bit of time. And so to not have to, you know, go all the way from stone to cobble to dirt to whatever in between steps there are, it's just very nice to just be able to grab the sand ready for us. So what I have grabbed over here is, I believe, 8 or 9 stacks of compressed dust. If we get this all broken down, I've broken a lot of it down already. We just have about 3 stacks left. And I just come in here and I just place it all. Or not all, but like a lot of it, right? Of course. Just wherever there's space for it. We try to fill this room up as much as possible. And we just use our trusty little hammer. This is a compressed hammer that you'll see in a second. And that means that it's able to break compressed blocks. And just like that, all of this stuff is now done, broken. This hammer is about to break, as you can see, but luckily I had thought ahead and I've already crafted another one. Let me quickly grab the rest of these blocks. And we should be able to, in one more chance, just do all of this and have everything ready to go. And then I think with these 9 stacks, I'm hoping we get close to the number that we're looking for. Like I said, we are looking for about 14 stacks. We need 13.5 by my calculations, but that didn't take into account that I do need maybe a couple more of the pure ones. I think we'll have enough of the pure ones, but I think just having 14 stacks is beneficial, because then either way we have a little bit of a head start if we do ever want to make some more of these drives. Because right now we're making enough drives to fill up the one ME storage situation, but if we want more in the future, of course we can craft more. But I do think 1 will be plenty for us. So there we go, we have 9 stacks, and now you get to see the really fun part of this whole process. Also, this is how long these chickens take. We have yet to go through a single cycle. We have our heavy oak sieve. We take our stack of this stuff. Actually, let me put this chicken away. We don't want too much stuff in our inventory. It tends to get in the way. There we go. And we just press this button forever and ever. And actually, I recently learned, so I've been doing this for ages and ages, right? This sieve has been part of our world for a very, very long time. I recently learned that I can just hold down my right click button. I don't actually have to press it each and every time, which has been wonderful to learn. So this goes a lot quicker. But yeah, this is now what I have to do for 9 stacks. And probably many more, because I don't think we're likely to get, you know, a stack of the materials we need from a stack of the blocks. But we'll see after this 1 stack, we'll see what our numbers are at. But this also is giving us other materials, of course. You see some, I believe, gold and maybe tin? Silver. So it's giving us a bunch of cool stuff. But the ones we really care about are these 2. So as long as it, you know, gives us close to a stack, then it's not too much work. It's only about, you know, 14, 15 stacks. But this is the exciting world of modded Minecraft. Could I get by with only having the 2 drives that I have right now and setting up the storage system? Yes, for sure. But I figure if I'm gonna make this whole storage system, and I haven't really figured out how I'm gonna do this yet, I might as well just kind of set up some means of having the storage will last a while. And I figure I might as well just make all 10 drives right now while I have the time to be able to just grind some of these materials down quite literally. And hopefully it all works out. By my math, we are currently at about half a stack of materials with about half a stack of dust. So I think we are looking quite okay. My math maybe works out, which is very exciting. And now I just get to do this for probably an hour, I'd say. I think that's probably the time frame we're looking at right now. And in between this, I get to check on my chickens. You know how it goes. These are still the same chickens from like 3 videos ago. Just because that last chicken is taking forever, but it does make sense, you know, being the last chicken on the list. But it is just taking a little bit of a while, and that's okay. We can be patient. Now, if you haven't seen some of the earlier videos when I was working with this machine a lot, you can see that we have a little bit of a machine right next to us. There we go. Now this automatically sifts stuff for us, but it does not sift compressed stuff. So for me, I think it's just easier to work with this just slower and do it myself rather than give it to that guy. But in theory, maybe we give it like a stack and just see what it gets up to while we're oh so very busy. But it's just a lot slower. Actually, I think we're gonna keep it like this. I think this just ups our chances of getting what we need. And sometimes you have to do the work yourself to get what you want. So we can do this. Luckily, this recipe isn't too picky and it allows for either the charged or the regular. So we are quite fortunate. But nevertheless, we do still have to collect 14 stacks of it. Let me see. Anything that goes in here goes in here. This is also getting full. We're gonna probably have to grab some of this and put it in a different box. Let me see what I can do. Let me just grab all of the silver we have. The gold is also apparently a big one right now. And then I believe it is the nickel. Silver, gold. Okay, and then we want to do iron as well. Now these are just not too important. We just do something like this. If we can get it all to work with us, of course. Okay, we just gotta get the work done. And then we move all of this into a different chest where it can just be patient. And we will smelt it maybe one day if we ever need these materials. But I doubt we will. Lots of redstone as well. And we put some of this back in here. We grab this and we quickly make a stack of iron. Very nice. This is how we collected all of our ores before we had the chickens to help us along the way. That is not there. Okay, there we go. And now we have almost, I'd say, a stack and a half from our 1 stack of blocks. And now, I don't know if you guessed it, but now we get to do it all again. And let's check up on our chicken. Still no progress, which is why this chicken is taking actual light years. But yeah, this is what I will be doing for the foreseeable future. I will see how much I can get done. And then, hopefully, by the next video, we should be ready to craft everything we need for the last one. I will probably do some of the crafting earlier because this is easy to craft, but this one takes more time and we're gonna need 216 of these. And then we're gonna need, you know, a lot of these as well because we need them for all 3 of these levels. So all of that crafting I might do in between videos. Or who knows, maybe I'll do another one of these videos where I just mass produce every material ever known to man. This is a habit I've noticed I have built up, especially within modded Minecraft. I don't necessarily do it a lot in just regular Minecraft, but if I have a thing that I want to craft that's, you know, a little bit further within a modded world, I tend to just craft like everything I need from it in one go. I'll never just craft one and then think, you know, I can come back and craft the rest later. Like if I need 10 eventually, I'm like, I'll just craft 10 right now, even though it probably would save me time to craft 10 later on. I think this works better. I want to see if there's an automatic heavy oak sieve. I think there is. There's gotta be. Yeah, an automatic heavy sieve. Honestly, I don't think it would be too difficult to craft, but also I don't think it would be too terribly efficient. But I think like we might as well just set one up and then have it going at the same time as we're working on this. Because I do believe we should have a steel chicken. Let's see. That's aluminium. Okay, let's see. Any steel over here? Not that I can see. Are any of you steel? You are. Perfect. Let's quickly make ourselves 2 of these. I should have emptied my inventory out before doing this. That's okay. Let's put some of this away that we don't really need right now. Glass panes I'll easily be able to craft. Let's grab our 2 sticks and some wood. And then we are going to need our glass panes. That is just 1 too few. And then this should help us speed everything up just a little bit. But also it's going to take a lot of electricity, which we don't really have. But I think it'll be okay. I want to try one thing as well to see if I can sort of a little bit better get it automated. Because currently how it works is obviously... Oh, I didn't mean to feed you. That makes them go faster. It collects all the stuff in here. But what I want to try, and I'm going to set it up with a different electricity source. I'm going to set it up with this one. This is not currently using any electricity. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this up. Okay. And then I do want to grab... I want to see if I can set it up with a hopper and chest, just so that we have a little bit more storage space, because this isn't a whole lot. And hopefully that works. Alright, let's see if we can get it to work. We need a mesh. Let me go ahead and grab the diamond mesh. We should have an extra one. I feel like we should. Yeah, we do. Perfect. And just like that, hopefully it'll auto-fill into the chest. We'll check it in a second, but what I will also do is I will feed it some apples, which makes it go faster. And it is getting auto-filled into the chest. Oh, this is wonderful. So I will now be working on 2 things at the same time. Every once in a while I will run back here to fill this chest up. And while that chest is busy, I will be manually doing the exact same thing over here. Very exciting. This is going to take a little while, but I think once we have all of these materials ready, we will get through the crafting quite quickly. Which kind of just goes to show sometimes you need to do a little bit of just tedious, boring, or even difficult work, but then once you've done that work, doing the actual job gets a little bit easier, because if I would have to craft all of these pieces individually for each of these storage cells, it would take forever, but by just getting it all done at once, then later on I will never have to worry about it again. I'm gonna just break this last like quarter of a stack, and then we will see how far we got today with our 2, hopefully 3 stacks of work. I think we should be relatively okay. All right, so this machine takes so much electricity. It's actually insane. This takes 120 FE per tick, whereas like this metallurgy confuser or this crusher only takes 8. So it's a lot of electricity that's being needed to power this machine, which is why this is going to take actually forever. But in the 2 stacks and a quarter that we've broken down, we have managed to get over 2 stacks. I would say almost 3 stacks of work done here, which is definitely pretty nice. We have a lot more collecting that needs to be done, but that is going to happen relatively quickly. Right now, I say we don't have to worry about it. This guy is going to take actual years, but luckily I now have a project that I can keep myself busy with, and I can just stand here and put some compressed dust through the sieve forever and ever and ever. So that is what I will be doing in between the videos, so that hopefully by the next one, we are so very ready to start crafting our remaining 8 ME drives. And once we have those ready, we will have to set up some sort of interface to control everything with, but I think that should be pretty doable. And then we can get it all set up and connected to our chicken production site. And then we should have relatively easy access to pretty much unlimited materials. So that will be the goal for the next video, or in between the videos even, I suppose. But hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you have any tips or tricks or any helpful hints, they are very appreciated. I never quite really know what I'm doing, but I'm learning, and that's part of the fun. But hopefully you did enjoy the video. Hopefully you're having a wonderful Monday, and hopefully I'll see you again very soon in this world or the next. Alright, have a good one. Bye bye.